What's up, everybody? Mike here, and welcome to the gaming news of the week. Got some sad stuff going on here to kick things off with, but also a lot of positives after that to go into as well. So we're going to dig into a lot today, guys, so make sure you strap yourselves in for this. But first, hey, everybody, I always appreciate all the support you give me and any support you give me, and just want to ask you guys and remind you to consider to go above and beyond by checking out the Patreon, become a patron today to form the backbone of the channel to help keep me going full time here on YouTube as well as Twitch. There's some great perks there I got for you as well too, so check them out, guys, and it helps a lot so I can keep bringing you amazing content as always. Now, let's get back to the video. So, some very unfortunate news when it comes to the actors, the voice actors, when it comes in the video game industry. They've gone on strike. You haven't heard about this? They have recently gone on strike, and honestly, it's to protect themselves. You know, ultimately, when people do this in industries, it's ultimately because they're trying to protect themselves. They don't agree with what these, greedy companies are trying to do, trying to manipulate, trying to force upon them. So, this, I believe, started back on July 25th or 26th, and this is due to the actors union failing to negotiate clauses on protection against the use of artificial intelligence, starting a work stoppage today, well, back on the 26th, that is, that will affect major publishers. And this is by members of the SAG, AFTRA, basically the American Actors Union. And this isn't the first time. I believe this happened last September as well. There was a strike. And the strike affects, SAG, AFTA members involved in motion capture and voice work, which may cause delays in productions currently in development. Blindlight, for example, collaborates on the Elder Scrolls, Halo, Destiny, and Fallout, while Formosa Interactive works on Call of Duty, Death Stranding, and God of War. Virtually all narrative-driven games require the services of these companies. It sucks. It honestly sucks. And although agreements have been reached on many important issues for SAG members, employers refuse to clearly and enforceably state in writing that they will protect all artists covered by this contract concerning the potential abuse of artificial intelligence, according to the SAG. Basically, if you don't know, a lot of these companies, they're just being greedy. They're trying to save any kind of money they can these days. And this ain't the only one. This is a lot of companies in general. Video game companies outside the video game industry, other like film type companies in Hollywood, etc. They are trying to push for this AI essentially to be utilized to save a ton of money. They want to penny pinch, essentially, nickel and dime people. In some cases, I think I've heard that people have, at least a few, have essentially sold their voice to certain companies to be used forever, and they can basically no longer work as a voice actor. So it's insane. Like, it's crazy, and I've joked about how often, like, this is how Skynet starts. I mean, let's be real. If people, us as humans, come on now. History has a tendency to repeat itself in different ways. And once again, history is going to repeat itself with this and with the use of AI. And I feel like humans are going to one day abuse the use of AI. They're not going to keep it in check. And we're going to have a Skynet situation. It won't be called Skynet, but those of us who know will know. So I refer to this, and it might be a joke now, but honestly, that's a legitimate thing to be scary of. We already got people in the United States, I'm thinking over Japan, who have essentially created skin for robot faces. Very creepy stuff. Cool in some aspects, or maybe in some people's minds, but very, very scary. Something to think about, guys. So I hope this gets resolved sooner rather than later, but we'll have to wait and see. Moving on to some positive news for Armored Core 6. From Software developed this game, and this game has sold over 3 million units. Freaking fantastic. Another success for From Software. And Miyazaki has already confirmed he wants to continue with the Armored Core series as well, too. And this game has been consistently updated, consistently made better. Like, if you've not tried this out and you're into mech games, this is arguably the best overall mech game on the market. Then we have some PC requirements confirmed for versions of Mana. Mind you, real quick before I go into that, there is a demo available right now across PC, PlayStation, Xbox platforms. You can play right now and check out. But yeah, when it comes to the PC requirements, though, this is actually looking really good overall. As you can see here, minimum requirements here, AMD Ryzen 3 1200 or Intel Core i5, basically, with a GPU of GTX 1060 or Intel Arc A580. or an AMD Radeon RX 580 for minimum. That's not really that bad. And then the recommended requirements here in terms of CPU and GPU. i5, once again, and AMD, a Ryzen 5 3500. So, and then GPU, Radeon RX 5700 XT, Intel Arc A580, or NVIDIA RTX 2070. So, yeah, and then 45 gigs of space available. That makes sense. You know, a lot of these games are going to be around that, or if not more. You know, usually on average between like 40 to 50, though, are a lot of these games. Sometimes lower, though. And 16 gigs of RAM seems to be the standard. If you don't have like that minimum RAM, though, definitely upgrade. I feel like the standard should be 32 gigs of RAM at least nowadays for PC gaming and just in general other stuff. But yeah, so very cool stuff there with the PC requirements not being too tasking. I feel like overall on a lot of people's PCs. Some Starfield news though, as Starfield's next expansion may have leaked. So we already know about the Shattered Space, right? Starfield will introduce Shattered Space, which will be its first expansion for this RPG developed by Bethesda. But the company seems to have leaked the name of its second DLC through a patent office registration, which will be released in 2025. Starfield celebrates its first anniversary in September, so it's, you know, proper time to welcome the Shattered Space DLC, and it'll be available on Xbox and PC. It will expand the universe of the game, adding new story, more characters, planets, and weapons, and outfit. However, though, in the aforementioned license registration portal, the name Starborn appears. If we check the data, we find some references to the parent company of Bethesda Game Studios. In other words, it seems that Starborn is a new trademark registered by ZeniMax, although there are no additional data linking the new registration with Bethesda's role-playing game. Given that it's a thematically suggestive name, it might be related to the rumored second DLC for Starfield, which would arrive in late 2025. It could even be related to the supposed release of the game on PS5 as well. Either way, for those that are still playing Starfield and excited about this is something to look forward to and be happy about for you guys. In some record-breaking news, Path of Exile breaks records with its expansion, Settlers of Kalgur. So thanks to this expansion, Path of Exile has just broken its peak user count recently, making a new record for the game. And the expansion itself introduces city building mechanics and many improvements on PC, Steam Deck, PS4, PS5, and Xbox. The free-to-play hack-and-slash game is flexing its muscles again thanks to new content featuring city-building mechanics. You will help Kalguran pioneers build the city of King's Mark and establish a trading market between Reclast and their homeland, says its synopsis. So you can check this on Steam DB, but yeah, I'm sharing an image here where it showcases at least the recent one of the player count. And it's probably obviously changed now, fluctuated, you know, either gone up or down, but at least in a recent report, you know, this is what it's looking like. The expansion also brings with it Challenge League, a new trading market system for currency items, and that's not all, as there are also balance improvements, including changes for 2 Ascendancy classes, in-game enhancements, some additions to the campaign, and several quality of life features. We still got, you know, Path of Exile 2 early access to look forward to late this year. So very cool stuff that are always updating their first game and get more people involved, get more people excited. And I would imagine, or at least expect, that Path of Exile 2 is going to be an even better game than Path of Exile 1, as long as they, you know, learn their lessons and take the best aspects of the first game and apply it to the second game and expand upon it. Lastly, Metaphor Fantasio presents its heroes and villains in the latest trailer or showcase, actually. And in this Atlas exclusive, they centered on presenting the candidates and followers, featuring those competing for the throne and those supporting the protagonists of the story. New game from Studio Zero has published this 4th video in the same series with the help of its publisher to show in detail the game from both points of view in the kingdom. In this campaign, candidates with various personalities are presented. The 2 most powerful men leading with their impregnable positions are Forden and the protagonist's archenemy, Luis. Forden is the supreme authority of the Santismo, the state religion of the United Kingdom of Draconia, and is also the head of the crown theocracy. The government ruled with Santismo as its center. Luis is a military officer with remarkable combat and magical abilities, believing in meritocracy and capable of overwhelming humans. You got other enemy characters in Metaphor Fantasio, such as Odell, Milo, Loveless, Rudolph, Lena, Goddard, Roger, Jen, Julian, and Adini. Although there are rivals who position themselves against the protagonists, there are also encouraging allies who will support the campaign. In the cities, there are many people with problems who want to be heard. Traveling with the protagonists are allies like Stroll and Hulkenberg, important to the story. But the protagonists will also meet other unique characters who do not directly participate in battle. So, very cool stuff there. If you haven't checked out the full showcase trailer, please do. It's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. What do you think about this? I know it's sad about the voice actors strike and the whole AI thing, being a concern. And, we want our video games to have good voice actors and things like that. But it sucks that they're dealing with what they're dealing with, and we want them to be protected. This is not just voice actors. This is actors in general who work hard at what they do to bring us, all these different kinds of movies, TV shows, even anime, as well as video games that help enrich the experience and entertainment of them and the value of them. So yeah, it sucks there, but I'm happy for From Software when it comes to Armored Core 6 selling over 3 million units. I know it's not as major as Elden Ring, but it's still big because mech games are kind of like a niche type of style of game. And honestly, I feel this is the best overall mech game out there. Then, of course, Visions of Mana. What do you think about that? Check out the demo if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts on that. And the piece requirements are not too bad. For those that are still playing Starfield, are you excited about the expansion as well as the second expansion? And for those that are playing Path of Exile, what's going on? Your thoughts there? Or if you're returning, is it better than ever for you? Let me know. And the excitement of Metaphor Fantasio from Atlas coming out later this year in October. I believe it's going to be on Game Pass as well. So a lot of in-depth there too. Are you excited for that? Love to hear from you. And if you found this helpful and enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up. It helps out a ton. Subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to check out the links in the description below from the Patreon. There's also YouTube memberships. You want to go above and beyond that way to support. Or the most direct and best way to support is the tip link if you want to check that out. So up to you guys. But yeah, I would appreciate it if you do go above and beyond that way to help keep me going, form the backbone of the channel. My name's Mike. Thanks for watching.